welcome to another new video. आज हम लोग जानने वाले हैं 25 सीक्रेट्स ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट प्लेटाइम को। तो प्रोजेक्ट प्लेटाइम पता है कि उसकी हम लोग 25 सीक्रेट्स जानने वाले हैं।
It's not really a secret that we all have a monster inside of us, and Project Playtime will bring it out in the most terrifying way you can imagine. Spread your grab pack and hit the like button. Subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications so you won't miss our next facts and Easter egg videos. And now we're going to tell you 25 amazing secrets of Project Playtime. As soon as you hop on the train that'll take you to hell itself, you can find a yellow Huggy Wuggy sitting in one of the carriages next to a box. This box contains several trophies, a reference to the collectibles that can be found hidden in Poppy Playtime. When you reach the entrance of the theater, you'll find a fountain with a Poppy doll right in the middle. If you look at its bottom, you'll see that she's surrounded by red flowers, specifically poppies. Do you get it? It's Poppy with poppies. Boxy Boo is the new living toy that was introduced with Project Playtime, but it's time to find out a little more about his past. It turns out that this monster was a result of the Playtime company's first experiments to bring their creations to life, and for this one, they selected one of their oldest toys created in 1966 as a basis, the surprise boxes. After several failed attempts, Boxy Boo, one of their first aggressive monsters, was born. If you remember it, the Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 teaser featured a red mask with the dying screams of a bunch of orphan children playing in the background. This same mask can be obtained as an in-game cosmetic item if you purchase the Project Playtime Season Pass. During the cinematic where the explore the factory, one of them grabs a Huggy Wuggy doll who starts screaming. This is a reference to the Huggy Wuggy monster and his ability to place mini Huggies around the stage. If a player passes nearby, these creatures will scream like in the video, alerting Huggy Wuggy that someone has been spotted. Of all the skins we can put on Boxy Boo, everyone's favorite is Lunch Boxy. Not only because the burgers are delicious and we love them, but also because it's a little nod to McDonald's and Happy Meals. Inside this special Boxy Boo menu, we can find a double portion of fries, a cheeseburger, and 2 nuggets. When will Poppy Playtime collaborate with McDonald's? Official artworks like this one will appear during loading screens in the game, but the most interesting one is the one you're watching now, where the metal hand from Chapter 2 is controlling Mommy Longlegs like a puppet. This image is very important for the Poppy Playtime story because it reveals the experiment 1006 would be controlling the diabolical toys in the factory. In fact, Mommy Longlegs or Kissy Missy could be free from the control of the metal hand, but after the end of Chapter 2, and because of us, Mommy Longlegs would have to be captured and would now be under its control. Many were surprised by the terrible way Boxy Boo captures its prey.
देखो उसमें बोला कि जो एक्सपेरिमेंट 1006 है उसको कंट्रोल करता है, मतलब जो मरे हुए टॉयज तो उनको कंट्रोल करता है.
Character was shown several months before Project Playtime was officially announced. In the video
Project Playtime officially announced के 7 महीने पहले कैसे ये हो सकता है ये बहुत दिन से ये चल रहा होगा 6-7 महीनों से पूरा होगा, पर ये तो नहीं हो सकता ना कि 7 महीने पहले में दिखा दिया गया था.
Celebrating Poppy Playtime's first year, we can see all the factory toys drawn on the slate board, and if you look closely at Huggy Wuggy's feet, you can see there's a surprise box identical to Boxy Boo's unopened one. Mommy Longlegs also has several unlockable skins, but there is one in particular that surprised us because it's really bizarre. Meet Mommy Spaghetti, a weird fusion of the toy with some pasta bolognese. This seems to be a little nod to Betty Spaghetti, a real-life toy that's flexible like Mommy Longlegs. It really seems Mob Games created the Mommy Spaghetti skin as a tribute to that toy. A video where a user finds a flickering picture of Huggy Wuggy and then a secret wall opens up with a doll sitting on the toilet started circulating some time ago. Many players tried to replicate this Easter egg, but it turned out to be a prank by YouTuber and artist Machi Games, who managed to make an animation identical to the game. This This fact about Mommy Longlegs will surely surprise you. It turns out that this well-meaning monster was born during experimentation with Playtime Company's new elastic plastic. Once it was created, it was transferred to the PlayStation to take care of the children, and because it became so popular, management decided to create the Mommy Longlegs toy to be sold in shops. Five Nights at Freddy's is a model for horror games, and it's no surprise that Project Playtime wanted to pay homage to it in some way.
क्या बोल रहे हो? पता नहीं।
Garnier Bright Complete.
बोला कि फाइव नाइट्स एट फ्रेडीज सिक्योरिटी से मर्ज किया गया है। मुझे तो बस एक ही वे लगा क्योंकि जो उसमें जो वो था ना वो गोगी का गोल्डन से जो ग्लैम रॉक स्टैचू से मिलता जुलता और तो कुछ नहीं है ना।
Vitamin C serum 20 गुना विटामिन C युक्त डार्क स्पॉट रिडक्शन सिर्फ 3 दिन में।
चलता होगा।
Choose Centrum, world's #1 multivitamin. Get your glow of health with Centrum.
Do it in some way. The entrance to the theater has a huge golden Huggy Wuggy statue in the center, a nod to the entrance to Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex from Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, where we had a huge golden glam rock Freddy. During the monsters tutorial in the game, we can hear a voice guiding the creatures saying the following. This could prove that Playtime Company's monsters communicate telepathically with someone who is sending them orders, which leads us to believe that there is a person or toy behind all this, controlling the creatures in the factory, and in this case, trying to stop the creation of more killer toys. It is thought that this could be Experiment 1006, the metal claw we mentioned earlier, which is trying to take control of all the monsters. In Project Playtime shop, you can buy white gloves for your avatar. If you look closely at the back of them, you will see 3 lines imitating Mickey Mouse's gloves, a reference to the famous Disney Mouse. Oh gosh. This isn't something new because Bendy from Bendy and the Ink Machine was originally going to have 3 lines as well, but in order to differentiate it from Mickey, they used dots instead of lines. More news about cosmetic items. Besides Mickey's gloves, we can try this curious cubic hand. Now I'm sure its style reminds you of something because it's a nod to the
माइनक्राफ्ट का है क्या? माइनक्राफ्ट इतना पॉपुलर हो गया कि प्रोजेक्ट में दे देता कि पूरा माइनक्राफ्ट से
famous Minecraft game, one of the most viral and successful games on the internet. In the Breaking Bad series, Walter White is a chemistry teacher who is diagnosed with cancer and decides to leave everything to earn money making candies. Project Playtime wanted to pay homage to this character as well with a skin in the Battle Pass. If you reach level 6, you'll get the glasses and beard of the chemistry teacher. They're identical. In the Season Pass, you can reach level 100, and the reward for achieving such a feat is the Killy Willy skin. It's a kind of black Huggy Wuggy with a lot of eyes and a badass look. This character is actually here because it became very popular on the internet thanks to the YouTube series Poppy Playtime Logic, created by GameTunes. It turns out that Silly Billy was supposed to be a companion toy to Huggy Wuggy, but during the manufacturing process, there was an error and a deformed toy was produced. The factory workers laughed at it and ended up incinerating it, but this monster turned into a terrible incinerated creature that seeks revenge for being humiliated. This is how Silly Billy became Killy Willy, and fans of the series liked him so much that Project Playtime decided to honor him as a final reward in their season pass. Time to choose your next train. The transport in which you have to escape has the number 9512 engraved on some of its wagons, and this is no coincidence. It is a reference to Train Guy, one of the developers of the game who is in charge of making and modeling the characters, and who has this number in his Twitter nickname. Inside the game's archives, earlier versions of the theater and toy factory map can be found, but there's also a hidden incomplete map different from the previous two. It is an area with pipes and several walkways that could correspond to a preliminary version of the third map of Project Playtime. There is also a folder with some images that could give clues about the future of Poppy Playtime. One looks like an abandoned park at night, and the other is very similar to the factory from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
His name is Huggy. Huggy Wuggy, when he hugs you, he'll never stop.
It is as clear as day that Project Playtime takes place before Poppy Playtime. This prequel tells some of the events that happened before and during the Playtime Company factory disaster, such as the origin of some monsters or the Big Body Initiative. Laith Pierre commissions the workers to recover large toy parts scattered around the factory in order to create more dolls, but the monsters in the factory, led by a mysterious voice, want to stop them. Inside Project Playtime, there is a viewing room with a TV and a VHS player. With the first battle pass, we can play VHS tape number 1, where a character called Doctor tells us about the Big Body Initiative, a project created to replace people in the factory with giant toys to avoid potential lawsuits and fill the workforce. As you can expect, everything went horribly wrong, but there's no explanation as to why. I'm no expert, but maybe, giant killer toys, what could go wrong? At the end of Chapter 2, many players and YouTubers thought that Daddy Longlegs was going to be the main character in Chapter 3 after Mommy Longlegs' horrible fate. Such was the impact of this character that we can finally play with him as a Mommy Longlegs skin after reaching level 50 of the Season Pass. As a reminder, Mommy and Daddy have a son named Baby Longlegs. You may have already seen what Boxy Boo looks like on the outside, but if you're curious, you'll definitely want to know what he looks like on the inside. YouTuber Horoscoop managed to get inside the box to see how the character is positioned, and while it's true that some elements overlap, the doll is completely done in there. The choice of costumes for the workers in Project Playtime's intro scene can't be a coincidence. It's a reference to because they clearly look like crewmates. On top of that, Boxy Boo seems to be inspired by the monster in the video Among Us Minecraft animation music video created by Enchanted Mob, the company in charge of developing Poppy Playtime. The music that you can hear in the Poppy Playtime main screen is a remastered version of In a Giant's House, a song that belongs to the Poppy Playtime soundtrack Secret Songs album. If you wait a little, you'll be able to hear Poppy Doll's lullaby on piano. Do you know any more Project Playtime secrets? Leave us your favorite one in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and check out the rest of the videos you'll find here. See you next time!
प्लेलिस्ट कुछ वीडियो सेव भी किया इसके देखते उसका और कुछ भी वीडियो से किया नहीं तो ये वाला देखते मैं
Fashion show starts in 5. Hi!
Ooh, highlighter, huh?
Moisturizer. আমার ময়েশ্চারাইজার হাইলাইটারের গ্লো এখন ময়েশ্চারাইজারে নতুন ল্যাকমে লুমি ক্রিম যা দেয় আপনার মুখে 3D গ্লো। ল্যাকমে লুমি ক্রিম এখন বড় প্যাকে। ল্যাকমে রিইনভেন্ট।
এতে সুগার আছে আর এতে ডায়াবেটিস হলেই সবাই জিজ্ঞেস করে এতে কি সুগার আছে। এখন থেকে জিজ্ঞেস করবেন এতে কি ফাইবার আছে। হরলিক্স ডায়াবেটিস প্লাস এটি কাজ শুরু করে প্রথম দিন থেকেই, কারণ এতে আছে হাই ফাইবার আর জরুরি নিউট্রিয়েন্টস যা রিসার্চ অনুসারে ডায়াবেটিসকে ম্যানেজ করতে সাহায্য করে।
I know you've come to apply for the job of resource extraction at the Playtime Company factory, and you're in the right place, because here we'll teach you all the secrets to become a top employee. Throw your hand out to the like button, subscribe to our channel, and activate the notifications so you won't get a nasty surprise. Here, we're going to tell you 15 hidden details of Project Playtime. A new Poppy Playtime game always brings a new toy, which means a terrifying new enemy. In the case of Project Playtime, that's Boxy Boo, a surprise box with a not-so-pleasant surprise inside. By turning the handle, the box will open, revealing a beast with bear claws and a huge mouth full of teeth. It seems to catch his prey by pulling them into the box, although from what we've seen in the gameplay, it is capable of running just like Huggy Wuggy, but in a more fun way. Project Playtime is a very special game. Besides being multiplayer, it also means the return of two of the most important enemies of the series. Huggy Wuggy and Mommy Longlegs will be there, and for the first time, we will be playing as them. The goal is to catch the other player in the game and kill them, and each of the monsters will have different abilities. Boxy Boo can make himself a box and camouflage himself among the furniture in the factory. Mommy Longlegs can see in the dark from above. We don't yet know what makes Huggy Wuggy special, but he's sure capable of spectacular falls like he did in the first game. Suspicious. Very suspicious. In the game trailer, we can see some guys in colorful suits with a peculiar visors. These do not appear in the game and are only made for the Project Playtime cinematic trailer. It's not really surprising that Mob Games wanted to pay a small tribute to Amogus, as they look very similar to the crewmates. This is not the first
यार प्रोजेक्ट प्ले टाइम भले इनको नहीं दिखाया गया होगा, पर यही था हमें इनकी जो सूट्स है, यही सूट्स हमें प्रोजेक्ट प्ले टाइम में बाय कर सकते हैं. इतना भी नहीं पता इसको.
Mob Games interacts with the world of Among Us. We will tell you all about it a little later in the video. Once they finish their mission, the employees must leave the factory in a train. This vehicle has the number 9512 written on one of its wagons. It probably won't sound familiar to you unless you're a big fan of Poppy Playtime. It turns out that the train has this number because of Train Guy, the developer of the game who is in charge of making the characters, and who has this number in his Twitter nickname. He says he really likes trains and snakes, so we can conclude that he really likes long things. In the introduction scene of Project Playtime, there's something that catches our attention about the workers. In addition to their suspicious resemblance to Amogus, on their chest they have a patch that looks like a flower. And if you played the Poppy Playtime games, you'll know that it's a poppy, the flower that represents the Poppy doll. It seems that in the game universe, there's an alternative company related to the toy maker to deal with more serious issues. You know, like entering an area full of killer monsters to collect contaminated biological remains. We haven't seen much of the Playtime Company factory in the Poppy Playtime games. Some areas such as the offices, the place where the toys were made, or the daycare don't look much like we have seen in Project Playtime. There are two stages available in the game. One of them is a theater that was certainly accessible to the public visiting the factory. The other is a warehouse where they worked with the toys. In fact, these facilities remind us more of what we saw in the Poppy Playtime games. In the center of the theater, there's a giant golden Huggy Wuggy that reminds us a lot of Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Although in the game description it is stated that this Huggy Wuggy is not made of gold, so you can rule out trying to steal it.
Hi there, my name's Leith Pierre.
Leith Pierre is the host of the Project Playtime gameplay trailer. He is also the person in charge of the Playtime Company's innovation department and someone who is aware of the experiments to create toys with a life. In this game, he's still alive and kicking, and he's in charge of sending all the employees to pick up the broken toys. In other words, he's the boss. With Huggy Wuggy and Mommy Longlegs here, as well as Leith Pierre himself, it's crystal clear that Project Playtime takes place before the first Poppy Playtime game, so it's a prequel. We can finally see the faces of Playtime Company workers, but surprise, because they are mannequins. The good thing is that we will be able to customize our character, but since the first chapter of Poppy Playtime, we had already known the real face of our player, or so we think. In any case, on one of the walls of the theater, you can see a poster with a mannequin with a suit next to the text, "Dress code, look dapper." It seems to be a poster with instructions in which the bosses provide tips to the mannequins, in other words, us, on how to dress well. The main goal of Project Playtime is simple. A group of 6 players must complete a series of tasks and get out of the factory. On the other hand, there is the monster who will be one of the players and will have to stop the others from completing their tasks by killing them. This game is very similar to Dead by Daylight, where 4 players have to avoid a 5th killer to finish with them.
मुझे लगा था कि ये गेम Among Us के ये हाइड एंड सीक वर्जन से रिलेटेड किया गया है. इसको टास्क तो कभी नहीं करता था, पर वैसे ही मैं एक मॉन्स्टर तो बच के सबको भगाना पड़ता है.
Although yes, it may also remind you of... If you were watching this video, you surely know Huggy Wuggy's catchy song.
His name is Huggy.
But there's a rather peculiar part of the song. It'll squeeze you until you pop, and that's what he'll do in the game if he catches us. Huggy Wuggy will hug us so tightly that he'll end up breaking all our bones and we'll die in his arms. Then he usually rips our heads off too, but that's a bonus. At the beginning of the Project Playtime,
ऐसा नहीं होता यार, ऐसा पागल जैसे बात मत करो। वो हमें उठाता है और नीचे फेंक देता है एक जगह पे, जब हमें बहुत सारे हगीज के साथ फाइट करना पड़ता है।
gameplay trailer, we can see the train speeding past us. If we slow down the video, we can see several images. Candy Cat and Cat Bee on the railway rails. The Playtime Company logo with all...
मैंने इन लोगों को देखा था। चैप्टर 1 तो ऐसे भी मिल जाएगा।
Playtime Company logo with all their toys and the number 60 for their 60th anniversary. Mommy Longlegs leaning out from a side, Bunzo Bunny doing a handstand, and Brawn the Brontosaurus inside a wagon. It seems that Boxy Boo was first marketed in the 1960s, being a much older toy than the popular Huggy Wuggy or Mommy Longlegs. Many fans have noticed the peculiar design of this toy and couldn't help but relate it to the monster appearing in the video Among Us Minecraft animation music video, with a very similar way of attacking its prey. In fact, that video was made by Enchanted Mob, Poppy Playtime's developer. Coincidence? From the creators of the Battle Pass,
सिर्फ नाम ही एन्चेंटेड मॉब है, बस वो मॉब ये वाला मॉब नहीं, मॉब गेम्स नहीं है।
found in Fortnite, Fall Guys, and hundreds of games, it's time for Poppy Playtime to have its own. In Project Playtime, we can get experience until we reach level 100 and unlock fun cosmetics while doing it. There are things like Huggy Wuggy costumes, new skins for the grab pack, and many more accessories. The game will be free to download, and it's only available on Steam. Right now, we expect micropayments for the most special cosmetics. Just as Miss Trunchbull put Matilda in the chokey for misbehaving, Playtime Company has something similar for hiding from monsters, although that's not really its purpose. This little chamber serves as a place of solace and escape for the factory workers. As they are not allowed to go outside to get some fresh air to rest, Playtime Company offers them these chambers to cry and vent in case they feel too bad while working. In this game, these chambers are used to protect themselves from enemy monsters. The names of the players shown in Project Playtime's first gameplay are not randomly chosen. They are the Poppy Playtime's developers' nicknames. For example, we have Isaacs, who is actually called Isaac Christopherson, and is the director of Poppy Playtime. We also have Zanimation Production, a Mob Productions animation division, or Aaron H as the developer of the game. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you won't miss our next videos of theories and facts of video games. Here, you can find the latest ones. Check them out.
देखते हो गए कुछ भी क्या पॉपुलर डॉट कुछ नहीं है। चलो भी इतनी वीडियो से इसके लोगों ने प्लेलिस्ट बनाया था, ये देख रहा था सबसे पहले मैं। कैसे वहाँ का देखना ही है गाना, ये लाइट सन वाला, फिर ये वाला चलेगा तुम लोगों को। चलो तो दिखाई देता हूँ, नहीं दिखाना है, चलो बहुत हो गया। और तुम शॉर्ट्स जरूर देख सकते हो थोड़ी देर के लिए। कुछ मॉड लगाया हुआ है। एडिट किया गया है इसमें। ये धुआं बंद करा कैसे है?
কমফর্ট ফ্যাব্রিক কন্ডিশনারে 14 ডে ফ্রেশনেস চ্যালেঞ্জ নিয়েছিলাম, মানে কাচাকুচির পর
और कोई शॉर्ट है क्या ये व्यवस्था वीडियो पर? नहीं, चलो आज के लिए सिर्फ इतना ही, बाय बाय।